We talk about age as it relates to maturity and being stuck in your boy space. Like age has little to do with growth and with development. You know what I'm saying? It's only I'm 45 years old when I come to my knees and I'm like, yo, I need to do something different. For a minute, I remember coming to Impact and seeing you every day with the earpiece, and I'm like, can I talk to him? And he's on the prayer line. And even in my mind, I'm like, and I knew he was on a prayer line because obviously we talked about it, but I never really tapped in because I was still trying to be a knucklehead. And I'm talking about, I'm over 40 years old. So we talk about age as it relates to maturity and being stuck in your boy space. Like age has little to do with growth and with development. You know what I'm saying? It's only I'm 45 years old when I come to my knees and I'm like, yo, I need to do something different. I'm bringing my son to school. I lose control. Like I said, I talked a little bit about this yesterday. I'm swinging off on my ex-wife and I'm like, this is not who I want to be. This is not who I am. My children have witnessed this. Like, I'm like, this cannot work. I'm almost getting arrested in America. And for me, at the height of George Floyd and all these other things that's going through my head, I'm like, it's over for me. It's over for me. And that's when, I reached out. I was like, Crump, like I need something. You introduced me to the prayer lines. And since then, the brotherhood, the love, it's amazing. Like I said, you have to really feel it and be in that space. And so yesterday, to your point, when you see the brothers in the room, that even though you may not you may not have a face, but you heard his voice. And you're like, yo, yes. And you're like, yo, I'm Che from Bermuda. Like, oh, yes. Yo, your storyline is amazing. So just to see all the brothers in the line just kind of gird you. And you're like, yo, these are guys that you rub shoulders with and they hold you accountable. And like, they're just watching you come into your own. Right. So I can imagine that's what you felt when you're standing up there. You're seeing all the brothers in there that just was like, yo, when you were 17 years old, just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, no, these are brothers that were literally, I'm talking about stood in the gap. They literally let me walk on their backs and make, like there were times I was getting on the line and the line was just to, not so that I could play offense or be reactive or do anything, but just to stomach and ground myself to get through the day.
I know what that's like.
Like that's the
we
lifeline.
all know what that's
but
like.
But that's why we call it. That's what we call the lifeline. And then some people think, well, what's happening? Like, bruh, I'm a man. Sometimes I just need something to make me just get through the day. Like that's it, bro. It ain't even something deep all the time. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it was just it was that for me. Yeah. And so Crump used to have his like cliche joint when he came on the line.
You want to do it? You gonna do it?
No, I'm not doing that.
You're not doing it.
I'm not doing
Come on, man. Everybody wants to hear you do it, man.
No. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And so the voices, right? Yeah. So while we were driving down, I'm in New York City. It's a 15-hour drive. Right. So we drive down, and again, I only did this for my cousin. Like, I'm not driving 15 hours.
Yeah.
We drive down, and I'm listening to these voices, and then I get in the room, and I hear, so this is dude that was saying, but I don't have connection. Right. But when we go to the retreat, I've already been on the line for 2-3 years.
Okay.
Right? And so I remember, Shan walks in, and I heard the voice, and I was like, it was almost like. For me, it was, and I don't want, don't nobody act crazy with this parallel, but like, almost like when you hear the voice of God and it's like, it wakes you up. But these are brothers that have been pouring into me.
Yes.
So when I hear certain voices, I'm like,
and back then, nobody had like a real strong social media presence.
Nobody,
So you literally didn't even have a face.
You just knew the voice.
You only knew the voice. So 50 people showed up to a cabin, and it was the first time we saw each other's face, but we didn't know the face. We just only knew the voice. So you're like, So everybody
was learning each other off the voice. Like we would hear somebody speak and be like, I know that voice. I know his story. Like I know how he poured into me.
It was all of that. So now we got like, we hear a voice. Here's his social media.